Hey guys, I am here with my first book review, and that is on If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. This book, sorry guys, mine is an advanced reader's copy, so the cover is very ugly, but the original is actually quite nice. If You Find Me takes place in modern society. It actually takes place in a small town in Tennessee. It follows the lives of 15-year-old Carrie and her younger sister, who is 6, Jenessas Blackburn. They both live secluded inside the woods of a national park. They're deeply hidden. They just are pretty much just secluded from the rest of society. The only light in Carrie's life is her younger sister, Jenessas. Jenessas pretty much depends on Carrie for everything. Without Carrie, Jenessas just wouldn't be able to survive. It's been months since Jenessas and Carrie have last seen their mother. She had gone into town to get more supplies, and she has yet to return. One day, a man and woman come into the woods. The woman explains to the girls that she is a social worker and the man with her is Carrie's biological father, and that she is there to bring them back into society to live with their father. So Carrie and Jenessas' life is pretty much just about to be flopped upside down. Everything's going to be changed. Everything's about to change. They are forced to come into a new society full of boys and high school and clothes and endless supplies of food and pretty much just no worries. Now Carrie must come to terms as to why their mother abandoned them in the woods, and to find out exactly the truth as to why her mother had swept her away from her old life to live in the woods 10 years ago. She is forced to uncover a dark past full of many secrets, including the reason as to why Jenessas has not spoken a word in over a year. Carrie understands that she must keep the secrets of her past in order to keep her sister close, or she risks of watching her new life crumble in front of her. What I really enjoyed about this book and the way the author portrayed these characters is she just had a really wonderful way of making you feel for the characters and making you be able to connect to them. Me personally, I have a hard time connecting with younger characters. I don't know, there's just like a certain age where it's kind of just like, I don't know. So I kind of just didn't really know if I'd be able to connect to a 15-year-old and a 6-year-old, but the author did a wonderful job of being able to bring in just ways that you really actually feel for them, and you just understand like how tough their life really was, and you just grow to love them. They're just really strong characters. What I also really liked about Carrie is that she was portrayed to have like a very beautiful view of the world, even though everything that she has gone through, the abuse, the neglect, the abandonment, she just has a beautiful way of thinking of everything. And that's what I thought was really nice, is the author just had a really like poetic and beautiful way of incorporating the characters into this storyline, and I thought that was actually wonderful. It's just crazy to think that this happens in like everyday society. There's always like abuse, neglect, and abandonment all the time, and it just really makes you feel for it and makes you kind of really think about the world and the society we live in. The only things I didn't really like about this book was the beginning was dragged on a little bit. I felt like they're kind of long chapters, like they're not like short chapters, they're kind of just like, it's like part 1, part 2, that kind of stuff, and I just felt like the beginning was kind of dragged on. It was kind of like, I'm going to pack this, and this went in this bag, and this and that, and I just kind of felt like that was unnecessary. Another thing that I kind of didn't really enjoy was the author used a lot of metaphors and a lot of similes, and I just kind of felt like sometimes they just were unnecessary and they didn't really fit. Like, I understand the point where she came from, why she did this is because it's being told through a 15-year-old's perspective, and so it's like her view on the world and her connecting running water to the river, or school books to the poetry books that she had in her camp. And so I mean, I understood that, but sometimes I just kind of felt like they were oddly placed in a way. I don't know, that might just be me. I kind of found myself laughing at a few of them. I was kind of like, that's just kind of weird. Although completely necessary, there was also a lot of flashbacks, and sometimes I felt like the flashbacks were oddly placed throughout the book. There'd like be like one sentence of a flashback, and then there'd be 2 pages and then another random sentence. I just felt like they were kind of oddly placed in some points, and they kind of worked in awkward in the story, but I mean, in the end it all came together. So pretty much I just highly recommend this book. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and it was beautifully written. Like the cover says, it says beautiful, wonderful, powerful, heartbreaking. Yes, very heartbreaking when you learn about what happened to these girls and exactly what they went through in their lives. So overall, I guess I rate If You Find Me 4.5 stars out of 5. that possible? We're gonna do it. It's almost 5, but I just, had a couple little issues with it. I really highly recommend it. It's really short. It's only 250 pages. It's a very quick read, and yeah. I know I said my next video was going to be a book haul, but I am still waiting on a few of those books to arrive in the mail, so that will probably be up on Monday. So yeah, I guess that's just all I have for today, and see ya!